Hello. Good morning, everyone. Habari za asubuhi. I believe that we have had a beautiful night and welcome to my live show today. I'm so happy that you're here today with me, whether you are joining me as a teacher, as a parent, as a homeschooler, or as also a language enthusiast, or someone who simply loves Swahili. Thank you for spending this time with me. Today we are diving into one of my favorite topics, teaching Swahili online. You know, over the years, I have had so many questions that people are asking me. I received questions from parents, educators about how children learn Swahili, how online lessons really work, and how do you even keep the learners hooked, you know and now, so in this stream we are going to talk about those questions, answering them, and so that we see how we can all help our kids learn this beautiful language. um, Now, we'll also talk about something that is really close to my heart, how learning Swahili help children, connect with their cultures, heritage, identity, and roots. Language is more than words. It's something that, it's a bridge to family, community, history, as well as it gives a lot of people belonging. Yeah. So my goal today is for you to live this life feeling encouraged, informed, and equipped with simple ideas of how you're going to start, how you're going to continue with teaching teaching our kids this language. As you go along, feel free to share your thoughts and questions on the chat section so that we can all learn about this. I will be checking and seeing and answering those questions as we move along. Karibu sana. Yo, my name is Miss Diana. Let's dive into this live. So, one of the questions that I usually receive is why should children learn Swahili? Why do you think children should learn Swahili? One thing I know why we should teach our children Swahili. Swahili is one of the most widely spoken language in East Africa, or let's just say in Africa. Yeah. And languages mostly is used, to connect children to their African culture and heritage. You know, learning a second language improves what we call, development, and it helps children to communicate with family members, communities across East Africa. So that is why it is very important for us to teach our children Swahili. We need to reconnect to our roots. We need our kids to know where they are coming from, where they came from. And with this, they are going to be in a position of having conversations with family members. Let's say, for example, you are a diaspora mom and your kids need to communicate with their grandmama or their grandpapa. Yeah. Their grandmama will always speak in Swahili, and the kid doesn't even understand what grandmama said. So if they know this language, it means that the communication between grandmama or grandpapa and your kids is going to be very smooth and seamless, and they are going to understand each other. And mostly, let's talk if they have come to Kenya and it is a family gathering, they're not going to feel like they are left out, but they are going to engage in these communications with their cousins, and their aunties, and they are going to participate in each and every communication. Yeah. So that is question number one. The second question is at what age should children or should a child start learning Swahili? At what age should children or a child start learning Swahili? Um, I feel like the earlier the better. If you start teaching your child Swahili at their tender ages, it becomes better because young children absorb language naturally. Yeah, they absorb the language naturally, and learning can begin, through songs that will teach them, stories, everyday conversations that you're going to have with them, you know it's never too late to start if you've not started, but children at a young age, they tend to absorb language naturally, and it becomes very easy for them to understand and to start communicating with the rest. Yeah. So let us look at another frequently asked question. This is can children really learn Swahili online effectively? Yes. Uh-huh. The answer is yes. Children can learn, this language, you know, online effectively. You know, this is because when lessons are interactive, you know, when we use games, when we use songs, when we use visuals and storytelling, it becomes easy. It becomes effective for children to learn. And remember, consistency matters more than lesson length. Mhm. So, technology makes language learning, accessible worldwide. Yeah, like here in Tayari, our lessons are entirely online, and we've been making this online learning very effective because we use songs, we use stories, you know we use interactive online activities that are always keeping the children hooked. Yeah, so that is the strategy we use and has always worked for us. Yeah, another question is, what is the biggest mistake parents make when teaching a second language? Hmm? What is this mistake that parents make when teaching this second language? you know so one of the mistakes that parents make, you know, is that they are expecting these children to speak or to start speaking immediately. No, it doesn't happen like that. They cannot start speaking immediately. Yeah. And then another thing, many parents have always focused on too much grammar. They have focused on too much grammar. And then another thing that they have done is, sorry, is not providing enough listening, sorry, not providing enough listening exposures. And then another mistake they have done is comparing their child or their children to others. Children are different. You cannot compare them with another child. They learn at different intervals, you know so when you teach a child or when you start teaching them Swahili, they may not speak immediately, but eventually they will. Yeah. What method are you using to teach these kids Swahili? You know, that one also matters a lot. So we also need to look into that, and you evaluate yourself and see what methods work. What will keep them, keep on remembering these vocabularies of this a certain topic that you are talking about. So, parents, let's look into that in order to avoid these mistakes. Uh-huh. Another frequent question that is asked is, how do children naturally acquire language? How do children naturally acquire language? One way is through, you know, listening. Listening comes before speaking. How do they acquire naturally, this language? You know, Listening comes before speaking. Understanding develops before even what we call the verbal production. You know, so they need to understand first. After they have understood, now that is when now they can start communicating. They can start talking. Okay, and another way how they really naturally acquire this language. Repetition is very essential. When you keep on repeating these key vocabularies that they are learning for that particular day through, a story, through songs, through an activity, then I'm pretty sure that they will acquire this naturally because you have, you keep on repeating every now and then, and that one will stick, and they'll continue using this vocabularies. And another way is, what we need to know is that language acquisition is a gradual process. You start small until you reach where you really want to be. So it's not something that is immediate. No, it is a gradual process. So that is another thing that I wanted us to know. Okay, now let's continue to another question. Um, this question is, how much Swahili exposure does children need each week? How much Swahili exposure do the children need every week? You know, I can say that daily exposure is really ideal. Daily exposure is good. you know so if you plan and say that we have 10 to 20 minutes per day, it will really help, it will really come in handy. You say like, today we are going to learn about household items, you know and you are there with your child. Maybe you are now in the kitchen because you have decided to start with the kitchen. Yeah. As you work or as you try to cook, just engaging the child. For example, you can tell the child, nipe kijiko. While you explain, kijiko is a spoon. They will learn. Aha, nipe sahani. Sahani is a plate. I mean, you keep on doing that. So you see why I say like, daily exposure is ideal, because through those activities that you do with them every day will really help them learn this language. You know, so consistency matters, and if you do this every day, you know by also incorporating your daily routines that you do with your daughter or your son, it's going to be very easy for them to learn and start speaking this language. Remember, we said that they need to understand before they start now, speaking it. Okay, all right. Meanwhile, if you have a question, please type on the comment section, and then maybe at the end of our life, we are going to look at this particular question and try to answer them all. Let's continue. Um, Another question is that I received is that one parent told me that my child understands Swahili but refuses to speak it. What should I do? He understands or she understands Swahili, but the problem is he or she refuses to speak it. Now, what do you think is happening here? One thing that I'd like to tell you is that this is really normal. This is normal for children to understand and don't talk. Eventually, they will talk. Remember, we said it first starts by understanding before they can speak. Okay, so And another thing is that it is normal because during language acquisition, silence period do occur. You may really want them to speak immediately, but all I can say that during the first, periods of language acquisition, we have this silent period. It's not that they are not getting, it's not that they are not understanding, they are, but eventually they are going to speak. And one thing that we should avoid as, parents, educators, it is, to let us avoid, pressure, you know, or forcing responses from the learners. Let it just come naturally from them, you know. And if you want them to start speaking, let us create a fun opportunities for communication, you know. Create a fun opportunity for communication. Yeah. So last week I had a guest, and she is Miss Marcy, a very good Swahili educator, and she was telling me that she faces challenges in her teaching, but she also teaches through songs. And since she cannot use the songs that she know because they are going to tell her, ah, no, those songs are, for millennials, So what she does, she'll just give them vocabularies and then she'll just tell them to come up with their own songs. That one becomes so easy to learn. And remember now, when you come to class and you want to listen to the songs that they have created, everyone would want to speak it out. Everyone will want to present their songs because they believe that, oh, mine is better. Mine is good. See, so in that fun way, it becomes very easy and natural for these learners to learn Swahili, without having to put pressure, without even having to, force a response from them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at another question. Um, should parents who don't speak Swahili still enroll their children in lessons? Yes, should parents who don't speak Swahili still enroll their children, for these Swahili lessons? Absolutely, yes. Yes, yes, yes. They should enroll them. You know what will be so funny? Or these parents will definitely, learn Swahili, alongside their children. Yeah. hmm And um, resources can support non-Swahili speakers families as well. We have them online. So when your child is also learning, you can also learn alongside them. Yeah. And then when the parents are there, remember you're going to make sure that they are trying to encourage, you know, speaking in order to foster fluency. Yeah. So yes, parents who don't speak can still enroll their children because they can all also learn alongside them. And it's going to be easy because they're going to still interact together in that particular language together. Yeah. Or give me a minute. Sorry for that. Um, Another question that we have always received is what teaching methods, work best for online Swahili lessons? What teaching methods work best for online Swahili lessons? Yeah, one of them is storytelling. So when you use storytelling in your lessons, it's one of the best ways to teach this language. Another one, songs and movement activities. Yeah. So when we have these songs that have movement activities in it, so remember, these kids are going to be hooked. They want, something different, something fun. So if you tell you after learning after learning some particular vocabularies, now tell them to stand, do what the song says, it becomes really, really entertaining for them. And you'll find that in most cases, they will always look forward to these classes because they know they are going to learn Swahili, by listening to a story, a song and dancing, it makes it so easy for them to, want to be hooked, want to be, to learn this language. We also have games. Remember to incorporate your games in your teaching. And then again, do not forget the visual aids. They really, really come in handy. They like seeing, some beautiful, know, um, some beautiful colors on their screen. Let's say, for example, if you're teaching about colors, have those colors on your screen. Yeah, do not let your screen to be, what do you call, to be boring. Make your screen to look, you know, uh, really catchy so that they can stay hooked and continue learning. You know, and then another method that really works, have real life communication with them. Practice talking. Maybe you may come back home from work and then you're trying to have this conversation with your son or daughter. You can ask her, siku yako imekuwaje? How has been your day? They'll try to explain, you know. And remember, you are having this, it's not something pushed, but it's something that would really comes out naturally and will really help them acquire this language. You know? And then lastly, total physical response. This is TPR, which we mostly use at Tayari in our teaching, which does come in handy in this language teaching. Another question is, how do you keep children engaged during the online lessons? Yes, how do you? Tell me on the comment section, parents, teachers, homeschoolers, and educators. How have you, kept these learners or these children to be really, really, engaged during your online classes? What do you do, or what is that one thing that really, really works for you that you feel like, if I always do this, the kids are always hooked. Yeah, the kids are always participating in the learning. As for me, I use short activities. These short activities keep them really entertained. Yeah, have frequent interactions with them. Incorporate visuals and props in your teaching. And then one thing that has always really worked, providing what we call positive reinforcement. Yeah. And there's something that I mentioned recently. We were having storytelling session where the kids were there, and then after the storytelling, I asked questions, and I could mention these kids by their names. When I did that, the kid was very happy. They'll say, "Oh, she knows my name." They're going to be encouraged. Oh, she mentioned me today in the live session. I mean, that is, a way of encouraging these kids to continue speaking, to want to know more. Yeah. So, and then I usually also try to use, variety, different variety, lesson structures, you know. Um, I know we may have one particular method that we keep on running our lessons, but change it a little bit. Change it. Let it not be the same way that you had last week and you had this week. No, try to have a different lesson structure that will be a little bit different from what you had. Let them not be used to one particular way that you usually run your classes. Okay? Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. Um, another question is it okay for children to mix, you know, English and Swahili? Kuchanganya ndimi. Mm. Is it okay for these children to mix English and Swahili? What do you think? What do you think as a teacher? Do you think this is okay? Yeah. Actually, I think this is okay. Code switching, kuchanganya ndimi, is very normal. And in most cases, this is how a language is developed. You know, it will be developed through them mixing English and Swahili. You know, so code switching is okay. Code switching is normal, and this is how language is literally developed. Children will gradually now separate these two languages over time. They may be speaking by code switching, but as time go, they will gradually separate English and Swahili over time. So please, if you are panicking because of this, do not, because it is very, very normal, and over time it's going to change entirely. Okay. I hope now, I know most of us had this question. So I hope that your question is answered and you are going to stop panicking from now henceforth. All right. So another frequently asked question is, what role do stories play in Swahili learning? Yeah. What role do Swahili play in, not Swahili, sorry. What role do stories play in Swahili learning? Hmm, okay. Let's say you are teaching about a particular topic, sehemu za mwili, parts of the body. When we now incorporate stories in our teaching, you see, stories will usually provide what we call, a meaningful context. And when it provides that meaningful context now, the children will, you know, understand better, you know. And when we use stories in our teaching, learners are going, to improve their vocabularies naturally because they saw where this vocabulary is being used, and now they will continue, improving in their vocabularies naturally. Yeah. And something that you need to know if you never knew, children remember this, they remember language, through narratives, you know. They will, remember languages through narratives. And stories usually build what you call natural, or well, let's talk about cultural and natural understanding. They will definitely, understand naturally. That's why storytelling or stories are very, very important in teaching a language. Okay, let's continue to our next question. Yeah. Um, the question is, how can families living outside Africa help children maintain Swahili? How do you think they can do that? Yes, teachers in the room, please type in the comment section. Tell us how you think that families who are living outside Africa can help their children maintain, or maintain Swahili. Yeah. What do you think they should? What do you think should, parents do? Mm. How can these families really um, help children maintain Swahili? Hmm. So, one thing I know that would really help these families help their kids maintain Swahili. One of them is creating a language rich environment. The environment that they're in should be language rich. Maybe at your home, in your house, at least try using Swahili in your day-to-day communication. By now creating this creating a language rich environment, it will make it easy for them to maintain, not to forget um, their language, their heritage, their roots, you know. Help them or help them read Swahili books. Let them continue reading Swahili books so that they may not forget these vocabularies, they may not forget how to speak. Another way is, watching Swahili content. Yeah. So if they keep on watching the Swahili content, it means that they are not going to lose this language. They will continue, maintaining their Swahili. Like in Tayari, we have lessons that are, are pre-recorded, and these lessons are very, very interactive. They have stories, they have songs, they have interactive online activities that will help your kids to maintain their Swahili. So you can always reach out to us at tayari.live and we will guide you through in maintaining Swahili for parents who are actually living outside Africa, for parents who are outside, oh, for parents who are living in diaspora. So if you think that you do not have a way of, you know, maintaining Swahili in your home, maintaining Swahili for your kids, we got you at Tayari because we'll always make sure that they are not losing their culture, they are not losing their roots, and they are not losing their heritage. Actually, at this moment, we have, um, we have our app, and you can have, let's say, 20 minutes a day interacting with it. You'll be doing, quizzes, mhm, having conversation with grandmama. Yeah, it's very, very entertaining and catchy, and this will always keep your kids hooked, and they are not going to lose their culture at all, at all. So you can reach out to us. So another question. We are almost coming to an end of the frequently asked questions that I had. Um, how does learning Swahili, help children, you know, reconnect with their heritage? How do learning Swahili help children reconnect with their heritage? Yeah. Now, Language carries, culture. Language carries identity, So let's say, for example, you are in New York City and someone hears you or your kid speaking Swahili, they'll definitely know, that is either a Kenyan or a Tanzanian, you know. So definitely people are going to know your identity. They're going to know where you are coming from. Okay. So learning Swahili also help children understand, their tradition and values. Okay, and in this way, they are not going to be lost because they understood from the onset their traditions as well as their value. That one does help a lot. Now, one last thing is that learning Swahili will help your children reconnect with. How do they really reconnect with their heritage? It is because this learning of Swahili will literally, strengthen. It will strengthen family connection. Mhm. Because these kids will be in a position of communicating with the people back at home, communicating with their aunties, cousins, grandparents. Yeah. And this one will actually build pride in their roots. To actually build pride in their roots. So that's why, learning Swahili, is really would really come in handy in, reconnecting with, helping children reconnect with their roots, with their heritage. Yeah, also their roots as well. Yeah. Okay. Um, we have the last question that is frequently asked. Before we read our comments. So, what would you say, to a parent? What would you say to a parent or parents who are unsure whether investing, in Swahili lessons is worth it? Yeah, absolutely. Investing in these Swahili lessons is very, very worth it, you know, because one thing that you can give to your kids, it is, their belonging, their heritage and their roots, you know. So language is a lifelong gift. It's a gift that if they learn this language, they would always remember because it is really, really going to be part of their lives. So it is a lifelong gift. So investing in these lessons is very, very important, you know. And bilingualism creates opportunities. We will have so many opportunities here and there. Also, we can say that cultural connection, when we are culturally connected, it gives us, a life, a long lasting or, a lasting value to us or to those, particular people speaking that particular language. And it is worth it because children will gain confidence. Children will gain confidence and communication skills when learning this lesson or learning Swahili because you need to really really invest in it. Yeah. And then we can also say that the benefits of learning Swahili, it even extends beyond language learning. So it is really really important for a parent, if you are not sure about investing in Swahili lessons, Please, this is your chance now to know that it is really worth it for you to invest in these Swahili lessons, because they are really, really important. We have so many benefits that comes out of it. Yeah. Now we have someone who has written a comment here. The person is saying that I want to marry Tanzanian wife. I'm from Uganda and want to have that fluency while communicating with her. Though haven't got one, but I have wanted this for so long. Okay. So at Sayari, we also have adult classes. So we can walk with you through this journey of you becoming fluent in speaking this particular language. So you can look for us at tayari.live, and we will help you through learning this particular language so that you can, achieve what you want in the long run. Because I believe it is easy and it is achievable. So you can also reach out to our social, send us DMs, Tayari Live on TikTok, on Instagram, and also on Facebook. But you can also send us an email, at learn@tayari.live, and we will guide you through this journey. Thank you so much for your question. And I believe that we will reconnect soon as we learn this beautiful, beautiful language. Okay. Now we are almost coming to an end of our live stream. And I'm so happy that you are here with us, because each day is a learning day. And we keep on learning because elimu ni bahari. Ehe. So, one last thing um, that I have here is that if every parent, no, for parents who are watching me today, you know, and you want to learn, or there's something that you're really, really looking for about, language learning and language acquisition, I'll just like to tell you that when we are all trying to make sure that our kids have mastered this language, our kids and our speaking this language, just know that, consistency, when we are consistent, consistency beats perfection. Yeah. Make sure that when you are teaching these kids, all this is for teachers, educators, and homeschooling, make sure that you make this, language learning to be very, very joyful. Yeah. And also, one important thing is that children will always learn through what we call connection, but not pressure. If you put pressure on them, it's going to be hard. But just know that through connection, not pressure. Don't force them, you know. Do not want them to speak immediately. It takes time. It's a gradual process. And, those very, very small steps, they usually count. They are very important. So count it as a success. Yeah. And language is a bridge to identity. Language is very, very important, because it hooks us to our identity. It helps us know our culture, and it also helps us to know our community. And through that, I know But if we all understand that from what we have discussed today, I know we are going to have kids speaking soon. So don't give yourself pressure. Sometimes um, they may tend to slow down, but eventually they will speak. Remember, it is a gradual process. Thank you so much for joining my live today. I'm your host, Diana Mekubo. See you next time. Kwaheri. Goodbye, and oh, have a good day.